Hey guys, this is Brandon with Lesson Forge, and today I want to talk about a really important concept that along the way when I was learning guitar, I kind of missed this concept, and it's something that I regret looking back, and that is the use of tabs. And tabs, they're great, and they're great for learning a lick or a song without having to be able to read music, and they're quick and easy. But if you depend on them like I did for years, and you never really try to figure out a song for yourself with just your ear and listening to a CD, listening to a track, and trying to figure out how the guitar is played yourself and using your own ear, you're really not doing yourself a favor when it comes to training your ear. And the reason it's important to train your ear and have a good ear to hand connection is when it comes time to improvise and do lead playing. If you don't have an ear, it's really tough to find the notes that you want to play without always having to revert back to your the licks you've learned through tab and through songs that you know. If you don't have a good ear, a lot of times what you'll end up doing is you'll end up going back to the same licks and the same patterns that you know of, because that's really the only bank you know to pull from if you're trying to look for the right notes. To whereas if you have a good ear for music, you'll be able to in your head come up with that lick while you're improvising, for instance. And if you have a good ear and you've been training it, then you're much more likely to be able to go straight to those notes and get that thought from your head onto your fretboard. So I really encourage people, especially beginners, to develop a good habit of getting away from tabs as much as possible. If you want to learn a quick lick or an exercise, that's one thing. But over time, when it comes time to learn a song or something, try to make a solid effort to figure out how to play it yourself by just listening back to the track, and don't always go straight to the tab. I really encourage you to try learning yourself. So one of a great tool for doing that makes it much easier and a lot easier to do is a program called Amazing Slowdowner. Excuse me. It's about $50, and I'm going to go ahead and say it's probably one of the best $50 you could ever spend on between gear and any other tools to make you a better musician. So what it allows you to do is just take an MP3, take a song, and load it up and slow the song down without changing the pitch. And there's a lot of programs that do that, but this one I feel like is one of the better programs that does it, and it's definitely worth the $50. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little demo, show you how it works, and let's just jump right into it. Here we got a little Jimi Hendrix Red House track loaded up. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play. This is at 100% speed. And what we're going to do is the start point button right here, and then the end point button right here. When the song's playing, you can just hit either of those buttons to mark your start point and end point that you want to focus on. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play, and once he gets to a little faster passage here at the beginning, we're going to mark that spot and work on that. So here we go. This is at 100% speed. And start. Okay. So I went ahead and clicked in there, and it's not a super fast passage, but if you're a beginner, that's definitely fast enough to where at 100% speed you'd have a lot of trouble probably trying to figure out some of the faster notes there. So now that we have our position marked, you just go to the speed bar here, pull that back down. Let's pull it down to 50%, down to half speed. Okay, so now when you hit play, so slowed it down half speed, didn't change the pitch, made each note a lot more distinct and easier to work with. So, and perhaps that was a little too slow. Let's bump it back up to 75%, and I'll hit play again so you can see. Okay, so what I would recommend you do with this is just break it up note by note, literally, and you can grab a piece of scratch paper, pull up a Word file, however you want to do it, but have your guitar out and just literally go note by note. And what you can do with this, once we've got the little run marked right now, but we can fine tune it and bring the second mark down. Right now it's starting at 8 seconds into the song and it's ending at 17 seconds into the song. So you can just back it back down to where here's it only playing 2 seconds of it, which didn't get us very far, but you can just keep playing with the seconds and get to right where you need it, and just isolate one note at a time. And so what I would do is just work on one note. As soon as you for sure have it, just move to the next, and so forth, and just go from there until you have it down. And you'll find that if you try to learn a song by tab and try to learn the entire song by tab and read it out, and just you're not really thinking for yourself at all, it takes a lot more to memorize that song, to where if you learn it by ear one time, and let's just take a solo, like a 30 or 45 second solo, and if you learn it by ear, say over the course of a couple days, it's going to be much easier for you to memorize that entire solo in a shorter amount of time than it would have taken just to piece it, just try to memorizing the tab measure by measure. Definitely, once you've learned an entire solo, let's say for by yourself, by your ear, you'll retain that much easier, and I think you'll be surprised if you're new to this concept. If you do it, give it about a month of working with your ear training by using some of these methods. I think you'll be really surprised at the results, and it's something that's obvious, I think, to a lot of people, but a lot of people, including myself, overlook the importance of ear training, and I think it's something that's very important, especially as someone who's wanting to work on their lead playing and really develop their sound. So again, this is Amazing Slow Downer, the program. I think it's about $50. Lesson Forge is in no way affiliated with this program. I just think it's a really useful tool. So that's it for today. Again, I'm Brandon with LessonForge.com, where we do online private guitar mentoring via Skype video chat. So come check us out, and hopefully we can make you a better player. Thanks a lot.